Hi folks. Today I'm going to take a look at a new headset I've bought. I thought I'd share what's in the box and show you what it does. It's the Logitech G933 Artemis Spectrum. Here it is. It's I've been wanting to get a new headset for a while. The microphone I don't really care quite so much about because I've got the Rode NT-USB, but I do want a decent sound, and I also won't go wireless. I keep going on and off wireless because if you're wireless, you need to charge the batteries. If you're wired, you've got wires. Now at the moment, wires are more of a pain for me, so I'm going to try going for wireless. And it's been a while since I've had a really good pair of headphones, so I thought these ones seem to be reviewed quite well. So I thought I'd pick these up. Bit of a drama getting them from Amazon. Won't go into that right now, but got them eventually. And here we are. Right, so what have we got? We've got the G933 Artemis Spectrum. Let me just hold that up so that you can see that a bit clearer. It's part of the gaming, the G series. So it uses the Logitech G software, which is quite good actually. So what do we got? We got 7.1 surround gaming headset, expansive cinematic gaming with patent pending Pro G audio drivers. Use wired devices wirelessly. Ah, yes, I'll come into how that works in a minute. That's very clever. When I figured out what they were getting at with that, because it isn't obvious when you first look at it. And customizable lighting. See, the lighting hasn't worked out quite as well as I was hoping. It's still cool, but not quite in the way I wanted it to be, and I'll get into that in a minute as well. So that's pretty much what there is on the side of the box. What we've got up here: 40mm driver, 20 Hz to 20 kHz frequency response, 39 ohms passive, 5k ohms active impedance. Sensitivity is 107 decibels. Microphone pickup pattern is cardioid unidirectional, and its frequency response is 100 Hz to 20 kHz. Battery life is, without lighting switched on, which is how I'm probably going to be using it, it's 12 hours. But with the lighting on at some sensible default, it's about 8 hours. So, and that certainly seems to be what the software is reporting. Now I've already opened this up and had a play with it, but I put it back in the box to transport it, and I thought, let's have a quick look at it from an unboxing perspective. So let's take it open here. It does say it's for PC, Xbox One, PlayStation 4 and mobile, but it'll actually do more than that. It's quite a neat bit of kit actually. It's very clever. So we've got little plastic for the protection there. It's quite hard plastic actually, this is. They've certainly not skimped on the packaging. And right in, without any further ado, no messing about, is the headset itself. Let me get the box put to one side. We'll carry on looking at the box in a minute. This is the headset itself. So this is the front. You've got a if I just hold it up to here, you've got a microphone here you can fold down, and that's your headset mic, which you can fold up. It has a neat thing that it's actually got a micro switch in there as well, so that when you open it up, it switches the mic on, and when it's closed, it turns it off again. On the back, so this is meant to be at the back of your head, so you'd reach round like this to access the functionality. You've got, let me hold them up, you've got some buttons along the side here, so you've got the on-off switch, you've got 3 G keys, so this is just programmable macro buttons. You can make them do anything you like using the software. Then this is a microphone mute, I think. Yes, the microphone mute button. Separately to the, I'm quite sure why they put that on, considering you can do it normally. But there is something I did read about that I'll mention in a minute. And then this is the volume switch. So if we just go ahead and switch them on, then you can see the lights spring into life. Except I've got the light profile actually switched off. So I'll show the lights when I get the software plugged in for it. You've also got the logo on the side. That's a separate lighting zone, so you can make the logo on either side light up separately to the lights on the back. Now, why is this a problem for me? Well, you see, when I'm wearing the headset, my goal was that I'd be able to, so everybody else would see the lights flashing on the stream. But of course they can't, because they're that way. Which, for everybody else, probably makes a lot of sense, because if you're sitting here facing the screen, everybody else can see the lights behind you. But it would have been nice if the lights went all the way around the front. to be honest, because my God, what I was originally planning was to use the SDK, because there's quite nice SDKs that come with the G stuff, that allow you to programmatically control the lights and even the G keys and then all sorts of other things, so that you can make it react to things going on in the game. Hello, focus. And what I was going to do is make it to where certain events going on in the train, like alarms and so forth, make the lights flash up on the headset, but no one else will be able to see it, so there's no point. This is the same with my mouse. This is the G600, if I remember rightly. And again, you've got the lights and the G keys over here, which you can program with the same interface, which is quite neat. So it just shows up as more G keys and more lights that you can play with, which is very cool. So that's the headset. Let's so you've got quite a nice sponge there. I've worn these for now over the weekend and they're very comfortable. Certainly no issues there. You've got the extension here, so again, no problem making it fit your head. These have got quite a bit of rotation on them as well, which is quite nice. So there's quite a lot of flexibility. You've also got these removable covers. Now these are magnetically clipped. So if I just hold this up here, you can see the magnets in there, and then the magnets are there. So you just drop it on, and it just clips on. So, and you can, if you do ever lose them for any reason, you can buy replacements for these on Logitech's website. This side has got the battery in it. So if I turn it round, this side has the USB dongle. So if I just pull that out, so that's the USB dongle, because these are wireless headsets. We'll get into that. One thing I think I miss is I think it would have been really useful to put something different on this side, because every single time so far I've opened these headphones up to get the wireless dongle out, I've gone for the battery compartment. I don't, it's the one with all the buttons on it. You'd think I'd figure this out, but apparently not. So that's that. What else am I missing off the headset? Oh, inputs on the bottom. So on the bottom, you have got the micro USB, which you can use for charging and data. So firmware updates. Yes, firmware updates for headset, folks. Firmware updates for headset. And a 3.5mm jack. So the 3.5mm jack you could use for your mobile phone, for example, or anything else with the 3.5mm jack, really. So that's the headset. What we'll do is we'll just look at the rest of what's in the box, and then we'll go back to the functionality on the headset. There. So we lift the plastic up, which again is quite rigid. And all there is in here is there's an instruction sheet. Hold it up the right way around. That's not the right way around. That's the right way around, albeit mirrored. Which is just giving you an idea of how it all plugs together. Now, I won't go into too much detail. It's pretty straightforward, to be honest. Let me put that down there as well. So in the magic box, we have a range of cables. Actually, there's 3 of them in total. So this one is RCA jacks to a 3.5mm, and actually RCA through jacks, so you can put them in line with other things that you've got. So, for example, if you've got a stereo with RCA jacks or a TV or even a console, you can plug these into that, and then still continue to plug your other inputs onto the back of that, so you don't lose speaker access and so forth. And then the 3.5mm jack plugs into the headset or the USB adapter, which I'll get to in just a minute. There is a 3.5mm to 2.5mm adapter. Now there's some phones, IP phones for offices and so forth, that use a 2.5mm jack. In this case, you'd use this to plug that into your device, plug the 3.5mm into here, and then go into the other set of the headset. So you could use this. The 2.5mm jack's a really nice addition. It means you can use this with more devices. Then we have the data cable. Now these are really nice. These are braided cables. Let me just hold that up there. These are nice braided cables, good quality. So this is a USB standard Type A to Mini. Or is that micro? It's micro, isn't it? And you use this for charging the device, although to be honest you can use any Any standard phone charger cable will do. I charged it up last night just using a normal cable, so you get this one with it. But you also get, you do your firmware updates via USB as well, so this cable lets you do that. So the first thing the headset did when I plugged it in was say, I need a firmware update. So that's the USB cable. And then this cable is your 3.5mm to 3.5mm audio. So both ends look basically the same. However, you do need to, they've got green, so the green screen filter picking them up. They've got, you do have to get them the right way round, even though they look the same. This bit has to go, which is the bit with this bit closest to it, the controller, has to go into the headset. If you plug it the other way round, as I found last night, the sound just isn't quite right. And so you're sitting watching half of something like a movie on Netflix before you're realising, actually, this can't be right. But yeah, get it around the right way. It works much, much better. So yeah, this is let me just show you the controller. So this is the remote unit. So you've got little switches on either side for various things. There's a volume controller here. You've got a clip for clipping it. And then there's the play stop button, which is sort of a generic function key. So you can use it for answering calls or controlling your media, for example. So that's all the wires. So there's a nice range of wires there. Let me put the blue box down out the way. Right, let's get the USB dongle back and the headphones back. This is where the action is. So the USB dongle, I hadn't appreciated initially. The USB dongle has a 3.5mm jack on the back of it as well, and the device has a 3.5mm jack, and it's wireless. Now what that means is it's actually got 3 inputs, essentially wireless, that 3.5mm jack, and the 3.5mm jack on the controller on the USB dongle, and it can mix all of them simultaneously. It's not like it's an either or anything like that. And the way that it's intended to be used is, of course, this is plugged into your computer, or if you've got a Windows 10, one of the new Surface tablets or something, it can be plugged into that as well. And then if you've got something like a fixed device, like a TV or a hi-fi, where you can output to 3.5mm, bearing in mind you've got the RCA jack converter and so forth, then you can plug it into the back of here. And any 3.5mm audio that goes in here will make it over the wireless connection to your headset. So if you've got an iPod Nano, or you've got an iPod Nano, I'm showing my age now. If you've got an iPod or something which is just fixed, a music system, then you can plug it into this next to your PC, and you haven't got to traipse the cable over to your headset. You'll get the benefit of the wireless, and you don't have to run it through your PC. Essentially, the wireless is going to do that for you. Then here you can plug your phone or some other device that you've got with you, like an iPod, and then of course you've got the wireless. So having 3 inputs all mixed simultaneously, so you can have your phone in the background in case a call comes in. You've got stereo playing some music while you're playing a game, and it's all coming through into your headset. Now, if you want to stream or something like that, then that's all got to go through your computer because it's not going to work. But if you're not streaming, or if what you're streaming you don't want that audio on the stream, then you can just route them straight through to your headset, and all that problem goes away. That's really cool. It's really clever. It's very well thought out. So the other question that I immediately was concerned about when I bought these, and I took a risk anyway, was track IR, because this is quite meaty. Just looking at the reviews of it, all the videos for it, promos for it, this is really quite meaty. If you look at the size of that's quite thick, and I was quite concerned about how track IR would fit around that. Now you have also got, when it's open like that, you've got this, but that's very thin, so it goes to the other extreme. So I'm happy to say track IR is not only fitting, it fits rock solid. I mean, it's quite tight. I'm a little bit concerned that something might break, but so far I'm very impressed actually. That's really a really nice fit. That's going to be very, very good, in fact. So yeah, that's looking very good indeed. So it's actually mounted. Let me show you on the other side. So here, if I just extend that and turn that, you can see there's this bit here. That's the bit I've mounted Track IR on, and it seems to be okay. I've tried it on here, and it just flops about all over the place. So if you have your headset open and you want to try a little bit less risky than when I put it, and you do have to be gentle putting it there. But if you put it here, you might want to put some foam padding around it and then clip it on. Otherwise, it just flaps about all over the place. There's just not enough here for it to get grips with. But yeah, over here, this is great. It fits better than it's done on any headset I've had before. This is the Pro Clip. So there you go, folks. Track IR. So of course, when it comes to Track IR, the next thing you're immediately going to be thinking is this thing. I'm back to having a wire. So the goal is that all this needs is power. That's all these lights need. There's no data going across it. That's why the cable is so thin. There's only power going there. And all you've got plugged into your PC effectively is a USB that provides power and a pass-through for the normal Track IR camera. And they're separate. You can do them separately. So the goal is that the lights, the Track IR clip, again, the clip will be going down my back. Essentially to a portable USB. Look, there's little mobile phone rechargers, and being 3 little LEDs, they draw almost no current. So a cheap sort of 6,000 milliamp hour battery, mobile battery, is going to run that thing for a long time, which is quite cool. And combined with also keeping this recharged, this should cope with more than a 24-hour stream, to be perfectly honest. So, see, that's how I'm going to solve the remaining wireless problem while still using Track IR. The other option, of course, would be to go back to the baseball cap, but I don't want to do that. It's I'm used to having the clip now, and I quite like having it and not having to wear a baseball cap. So that's the plan: a battery pack for the recharge of this and for getting rid of this cable. Okay, I think the next step is to get them plugged in and show you some of the software and show you. I can't, because it's audio, I can't really show you them in action. What I will say is that it comes with the demo in the software, which is it starts off just doing this is the front left, this is the front right, and so on and so forth. And then it moves into a sort of like a scene, a bit from a movie, I guess. I don't know if it is from a movie, but it sounds sort of that. It's that kind of movie style scene, and it sounds amazing. It's like you're in the cinema. So it's got the low frequency effect emitters on it. So you get the really low basses, which just sound like you're in a really, really big cinema, really great sound. So it's phenomenal. And the 7.1, I don't know if it's true 7.1 or if they're emulating it. I read some things that say a lot of the surround sound headsets are actually just using tricks to make your ears think that. But it's reasonably convincing, certainly in sort of the examples. I've not actually tried playing any games with surround sound yet, just to see how it actually works in practice, but certainly in the demo it's reasonably convincing. But the overall quality of the sound, which is what's more important to me, is outstanding. It really is excellent. Okay, so we've got some software installed. It's all switched on and plugged in. There's a little, if I can get this on the camera. Oops. There's a green light. You can see just about there on the on this one. It's plugged in. And like I said, this is switched on. The backlighting is all switched off at the moment. So let's have a look at the software. So this is the Logitech gaming software. If you've got any Logitech devices at all, this software is going to be pretty familiar stuff. As you can see, it's also detected my my camera as well. But if you've got a mouse, keyboard, all that stuff will appear on this list. So this is the headset G933. So we've got the home screen, which is just sort of a picture of it, and you can click on various parts of it to control it, but I'm just going to use the menu down here. If you click here, for example, you've got the profiles and the commands, so you can just drag things across onto them, or if you use this down arrow here, you can say assign new command, and there's a big list of things that you can set it to do, so you can sort of make it sort of controlling ventrilo, or doing things with your speakers, so you're muting your speakers, doing various mouse functions. So there's a lot you can make it do. Various functions like bringing up email or web browser, or just pressing keys. You can just make it press a sequence of keys. So if you want to make it answer the AWS, for example, you can click back, and that's all you need to do for that. Then we've got the next one, which is the lighting. So lighting at the moment is off. So what I can now do is I can switch various lights on and off. So for example, the logo on the side, you can see the light just came up on there, and I can choose colours for it to be, and it updates the colour. It's just exciting stuff. It really is. It's exciting stuff. Let me just hold that over there so you can see as I change the colour. So it will update accordingly. And I can also then slide the colour around according to what I want it to be. So you've got quite good control over that, and you can save the colours in there as well. So that's on both sides. That's one lighting zone. The other lighting zone then is the sides, which are these bits here, and I can believe it's the same colour for them. Yeah, it's the same colour. Certainly in the way the software works. Now what I can do is I can set various colour cycles there, so it's now going to sit there and just pulse the colours away like that. Or I can go into colour cycle. Cycling gently between the different colours. Or you can pick a solid colour. And it'll just sit there like that. Or it just is a solid colour rather. So that's the lighting. Now you can make it do other things by programming it, and I think there are other ways that, for example, Overwolf. When you install the gaming software, it asks if you want to install Overwolf for extra. So I think Overwolf has got some functionality to read what certain games are doing and reflect it on the headset as well. However, for the most part, given the battery life, which I will show you in just a moment. Go to custom lighting, and then I'm just going to turn these off. Go to the battery life. You'll see at the moment it's showing up 86% with 11 hours remaining. If, for example, I stick it on color cycle, it's immediately dropped down to 6 hours remaining. So it has a fairly sizable impact on the battery. And if you look at it says 83 milliamps for the system, 54 milliamps to power the light. So it's almost as much to run the lights as it is just for the headsets itself. So if I turn that off, the lighting consumption goes to 0, and therefore we end up with 11 hours. A max of 12 hours is what it's claiming, which is good. Obviously, you can recharge on the fly. You just plug in the USB. What I plan on doing for the 24-hour stream coming up on November the 18th at 1 PM. You know you want to be there, is to make it so that I use a portable USB battery, which I just have tucked in my pocket, which will keep me wireless still, technically, because I can stand up and walk around if I want to. More importantly, there won't be wires draped all over my screen, my desk. But then that'll keep it going, and then for the last sort of 10 hours or so, I can unplug it. The lights are cool. I like the idea of them, and if I was ever out somewhere, I'd put the lights on. But all there is behind me is a green screen, so the green screen doesn't care if I've got lights on. In fact, if anything, they might get in the way of the green screen, because they'll change if they're bright enough, they might actually impact the green screen and cause all sorts of chroma key problems, potentially. There you go, it switched itself off. If you leave it alone without any audio for a while, it will switch itself off. So let me just turn it back on again. It's customizable. We'll have a look at that again in a moment, as soon as it's... There we go. So in here, we've got full equalizer, we've got various levels that you can customize. I've not really played with this too much. I'm not really much of an audio guy, so it's good to know there's lots of options there that can be messed about with. There's this, if no audio, turn the headset off after. You can turn that off if you want to just manually control it. I've got the switch here that you can use to turn the audio on and off yourself. And then you've got some presets, so MOBA, FPS MOBA, flat, drop the bass, cinematic gaming, and communications. And once you've made your changes, click Save the device, and it'll send all of the changes you've made up to the headset. You've also got automatic microphone noise removal as well. I've not really used the microphone other than I've used it once or twice on Skype, and no one complained. But because I'm using the Rode, it's not really that important to me that the microphone is super high quality. And using something like VST Host, which you can use through any audio system, which is free, you can improve the quality of any microphone just about. Now it's always good to have a good microphone, and this is supposed to be a good microphone, but I'm confident it's good enough for everything I'm going to want to use that microphone for when I'm not streaming using the Rode. And then the last option here is the option for surround sound. This is Dolby surround sound or DTS Headphone X. So that's the two competing standards. I'm not really aware of which one is the preferable option to switch to. You've got some. You can change the levels here for all the surround volume. So this is the LFE, the low frequency effect, or the bass. And then over here you've got center, front left, front right, surround left, surround right, surround rear left, and surround rear right, surround rear right, surround rear left. And then having played about with that, you click experience surround sound. You'll get a vocal in each of the vocal readout in each of the positions so that you can hear them correctly. And then there's a sequence that plays. Again, there's no point in me playing the sequence because you have to have the headset to really be able to hear it. But that's what the software does. The other options in here are just generally for the software itself. For this again, you can click on various bits of it to move around as well. You don't have to. This is the Logitech G933, folks. I'm going to be using this on the stream going forwards. I've been playing with it over the weekend, just getting used to it, and I have to say, really does sound awesome. Just in case you want to see, it's over the ear cups, so you know it's very comfortable. There's no pressure on your ear at all. So it's good for prolonged streams, for example, like the 24-hour stream coming up on November the 18th, starting at 1 p.m. Make sure you're there. Okay, folks, that's it for this little sort of unboxing, reviewy type thing. I will see you on the next stream or on the next video. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, comment, and so forth. Give me your feedback. It's all really appreciated. And I'll see you soon. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.